Welcome students. So students, we are just going to discuss few things about the leftover part, that is the theory chapters. I expect that you yourself will also go through the theory chapters. It is not really that difficult to understand because right from class 9 we've been understanding about networking and various security features in today's time. So this is the same chapter. I mean, it is almost all the same. So we will just go through the chapter. Not that we are going to read each and every line or word, but all the important points I will try to cover up. Okay. So this is a PDF file, and this particular PDF file is provided by the NCERT. That is the website. So this is the website of no, this is the CBSE website, and this is the ncert.nic.in. And over here you can find this book, and it's the book for class 12. So whatever book you are referring, that's fine, but for the theory part I'm just referring this particular book. Okay, so it's almost all same, all the theory part is same. So since this is a well formed PDF file, so I'm just referring this book. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to give this PDF to you. Do not worry about that. So today we are going to discuss about the security aspects of the internet, right? So treat your password like your, toothbrush. Don't let anybody else use it, and get a new one every 6 months. 6 months is, I guess, too much. I think we changed the toothbrush. I guess maybe every month we change it, right? So 6 months is too much. So yes, if it's every month, that's quite good for the password as well. So forget about the toothbrush. What the Clifford Stoll is trying to tell us is that we need to change the password regularly. That's very important, and every month or 2 month you're supposed to change that. Okay, so this is about the security features of the internet, because everybody is using internet nowadays, and password is something that is very sensitive data, and other than you, nobody should know about your password, because you know what can happen, right? A lot of things can go wrong for you, including your money in your bank. So that can be easily stolen if somebody knows the password. Although in today's time every bank is making sure that just putting by the password doesn't really work. There are a lot of things that tracks whether the right person is accessing the account or not. There are many other features that have come up, but still we should be very careful while selecting the password, choosing a password, and we need to change the password regularly. So let us just go through what this chapter has to say. That is, threats and prevention. Being alone in the most ideal situation for an individual in terms of security. Okay, it applies to computers as well. A computer with no link to an external device or computer is free from security threats arising otherwise, right? A computer that is a standalone computer. My computer is not connected to anything else, so obviously that is a so my computer will be safe. But it doesn't work that way, because in today's world we are connected to the internet. So if I'm using a computer and I'm connected to the internet, which means that my PC is a part of a network, and then I need to keep a lot of things, check a lot of things, that my data should be safe. And that's the reason we have antivirus software that we install in our computer, right? So however, it is not an ideal situation for a human being or a computer to stay aloof in order to mitigate, I don't know this, what I said was the same thing. Okay, mitigate any security threats, as the world at present is on its way to become fully connected. The same point that I was trying to tell, that it is not possible in today's time that we are not going to get connected to the internet. We are going to get connected to the internet, and so we need to be very careful about our security features. Okay, so let us understand what is malware or malware. I don't know, it's mal or mal. So I'm going to call this as malware. Okay, so a malware is a short term used for the malicious software. Now, what is the malicious software? Software that is not going to do anything right for you. It is going to do things that is against you. So that is a malicious software. It is any software developed with an intention to damage the hardware devices, steal data, or cause any other trouble to the user. Damaging the hardware devices, okay, maybe, okay, normally malwares, okay, meant to steal data, damaging the hardware devices, okay. So damaging the hardware devices, steal data, or cause any other trouble to the user. Various types of malware have been created from time to time, and large scale damages have been inflicted. Many of these malware programs have been identified, and counter measures have been initiated. However, different types of malware keep on coming up. They will keep on coming up because this world is made up of positives and negatives. So where there is a positive, there is a existence of negatives, and where there is a existence of negative, there is an existence of positive. So positive, negative, that's how the world moves. So we are going to come up with this malware, and we are going to come up with a lot of problems to this world, and we will have also have the problem solvers as well. And as a student and as a teacher, I'm going to tell you that you need to be a problem solver, right? Every one of us need to be a problem solver. However, different types of malware keep on coming up, and besides, each year malware incur financial damages worth billions of dollars worldwide. So this is a serious thing. I mean, if some of the billions of dollars are getting affected, so it's a very serious thing, right? So viruses, worms, ransomware, trojans, and spyware are some kind of the malware. So all this actually comes under the malware. What does comes under the malware? The viruses, worms, ransomware, trojans, and spywares. Everything is been a common term that is being called to all of them is a malware. Virus. I guess everybody is quite aware of it. The term computer virus was coined by Fred Cohen in 1985 and has been borrowed from biological science with almost similar meaning and behavior, right? So virus is basically a biological term, but then computer, it's been used now. So the only difference is that victim is a computer and not a human, so it affects your computer, right? A virus is a piece of software code created to perform malicious activities and hamper resources, computers like CPU, time, memory. Basically it is going to slow down your PC, it is going to damage your data and all that thing it is going to do, right? Viruses behave differently depending upon the reasons or motivation behind their creation. So let me understand, biological viruses, basically they created automatically biologically, but computer virus doesn't get created automatically. It has been created by computer programmers. As I said, there are always two types of people, positives and negatives, and you have to be among the positives. But then there are some negative peoples, they negative people who actually come up with such viruses. So some of the most common intentions or motives behind viruses include stealing passwords or data. So basically, I want to steal some of your data, so I will create a kind of a virus and I will inject into your device, and I will get your password and all their credentials. Although it's not that easy also in today's time, but then that is what the main intention is. And otherwise, there are certain computer programmers just for fun, or just to just to test their own skills into computer programming, they create viruses. So let us know some well-known viruses. So that is CryptoLocker, I Love You, My Doom, Sasser, and Netsky, Slammer. Okay, and this is Stux, Net, etc. Okay, I hope I pronounced this properly. Okay, so these are some of the popular viruses, and then there are worms. Now, what is the difference between a worm and a viruses? Viruses will damage the data, but worms basically do not really damage the data, but it will only occupy the entire space of your device, and then your system starts working slow, basically. Okay, the worm is also malware that occurs unexpected or damaging behavior on infected computer system. The major difference between a worm and a virus is that unlike a virus, a worm does not need a host program or software to insert its code into. Worms are standalone programs that are capable of working on its own. So basically they keep on replicating themselves. Okay. Also virus need human triggering for replication. Okay. When a user opens execute infected files like a while a worm replicates on its own and can spread to other computers through the network. Okay, so they have a tendency of replicating themselves, and that is the reason why they occupy the entire space of your device. Some prominent examples of worms include Stormworm, okay, Sobig, MS Blast, Code Red, and so on. Okay, ransomware is like a very famous kind of a virus only. Okay, so it is a type of a malware that targets user data. It either blocks the user from accessing their own data or threatens to publish the personal data on online or demands ransom. In Hindi we call that as फिरौती, right? So that's the word for ransom. So what will happen is आपका private data जो रहेगा, somebody will just steal that data, and then you know you try to access your own data. Basically आप अपना account access करने की कोशिश करोगे, आपका account access नहीं होगा, and then what will happen is somebody that the message will come down, okay, that you need to pay so much of money to access your personal data. So that is a ransomware, and so it is called as ransomware. And this created a lot of problems in 2017. It created a lot of problem around the world. A ransomware WannaCry infected almost 2 lakh computers across 150 countries, right? And it worked by encrypting data and demanding ransom payments in the Bitcoin, that is a cryptocurrency. As what I said, that is what it does. It literally made its victim cry, and hence the name WannaCry, right? Trojans, it is very famous name actually, Trojans, but it is a kind of a malware, a kind of a kind of a virus which actually works in a very different way. Oh, let me tell you just. Okay, since the ancient Greeks could not infiltrate the city of Troy using traditional warfare methods. Now, if you have really watched the movie of 2002, I guess, of Brad Pitt, it was the movie. The name of the movie itself is Troy. So that's the Hollywood movie, and they have actually shown the working of Trojan. So what was Trojan basically? So the Greeks could not infiltrate the city of Troy using traditional warfare methods, and they wanted to infiltrate the Greeks. They gifted a king of Troy. They gifted the king of Troy with a big wooden horse. Okay, so they gifted a just to show, okay, we want a friendship and all, and so we want to give you this gift. So there was a big wooden horse, but what happened inside that big wooden horse, there were soldiers hidden, and that is how they got the entry inside, basically hidden inside, and eventually defeated them. So if you really this is the movie is Troy. Okay, so borrowing the concept of Trojan is a malware that looks like a legitimate software. So basically, just like what the Trojans did is they showed that they are the friends, but they were not the friends basically, right? So Trojan software are the same. Like they look like they are very good software. They look like they are a legitimate software, but once it tricks a user into installing it, it acts pretty much like a virus or worm, and that's the Trojan war. This is Trojans. However, a Trojan does not self-replicate or infect other files. It spreads through user interactions, and this is the same. The picture that they have shown. This is the horse that they actually gifted, but there were soldiers inside. Spyware. So what do you mean by the word spy? Spy means to keep an eye on someone. So basically, spying on someone secretly, right? To keep an eye on someone's activity secretly, that is spying. So it is a type of malware that spies on a person or an organization by gathering information about them without the knowledge of the user. it records and send all the information to the external entity, right, or to the external, or to somebody who is outside. So whatever you're doing on your system will be recorded in a way, or the activities that you're doing on your computer will be stolen and will be given to some external person. That is a spyware. What is an adware? Adware means that we have a lot of pop-ups coming up while we are surfing the net, and there are pop-ups of ad, and but sometimes those pop-ups are actually viruses. Adware is a malware that is created to generate revenue from for its developer. Adware displays online advertisements using pop-ups, web pages, or installation screens. Sometimes it happens, you don't want to see a don't want to really have an ad, but suddenly something pops up, and by mistake you click also onto that. But then when you click onto that, the developer of the ad actually gets money out of that. Okay, so but it is not really a good intention. The intention is not really right behind this. Okay, once the adware has infected a substantial number of computer system, it generates revenue either by displaying advertisements or using pay per click. Just what I said, the moment you click, the developer gets paid for that. Then keyloggers, basically it is going to track your keystrokes. Right. Keylogger can either be a malware or hardware. The main purpose of this malware is to record the keys pressed by the users. As what I said, it is going to record your keystrokes, which all keys you're pressing. And obviously, if I'm entering a password and there is a keylogger, so obviously the password will be easily, can be stolen by the user because they know which all keys I pressed. Right. So that's the keylogger. Online virtual key on versus online keyboard. This is, you're already aware of it. I really won't go on to this. Modes of malware distribution downloaded from the internet. Most of the time malware is unintentionally downloaded, right? Sometimes it happens you unintentionally download something, so that is how a malware can enter into your system. Spam emails. Sometimes you get a lot of mails, and you open the mail and then some kind of virus enters in your system. Removable storage devices like pen drives and all, right? You insert a pen drive, and through that pen drive your computer gets infected. Network propagation. Some malwares like worms have an ability to propagate from one computer to another through a network connection. So that is all about. Then to actually track all these children, we have something called as antivirus, right? That's the best option in today's world, is to have a good antivirus. Once you have an antivirus, you do not have to worry. A lot of things will be taken care of by the antivirus. If any software, any kind of software, a malicious software tries to enter your system, the antivirus is going to block that. It is going to detect, it is going to notify you, and it is going to take care of that particular virus. Okay, if any kind of exe file you try to run, even then the antivirus checks whether that file that you're trying to install is a good file or not. Okay, the software you're trying to install. Methods of malware identification used by antivirus is signature based detection. In this method, antivirus works with the help of a signature database known as virus definition file, VDF. So basically they have a database which has all the names of the viruses, and the moment they track a name that is entering your system which is matches with the signature of the database, it is going to take care of it. It is not going to allow that virus to infect your system. The file consists of virus signatures, and it updated continuously on real time. So whenever you connect to the internet, that database is also getting constantly updated. Okay, this makes a regular update to the antivirus software a must. In fact, nowadays, like every antivirus software, whenever you connect to the internet, it gets updated automatically. So it is a good to have a. It is as good as no having. If there is no antivirus software with an outdated VDF, means if you're not updating your antivirus, so it is like as good as having no antivirus. But do not worry, it is getting updated regularly. And then sandbox detection. In this method, a new application or a file is executed in a virtual environment called a sandbox. Okay, so you try to run any exe file, so it will be run in a virtual environment, not so that it doesn't really affect the computer. Depending on its behavior, the antivirus engine determines if it is a potential threat or not and proceeds accordingly. Data mining techniques. This method employs various data mining and machine learning techniques to classify the behavior of a file as being whether it's good or it is malicious. Heuristics. Okay, heuristics is often a malware infection follows a certain pattern. Hence, the source code of a suspected program is compared with the viruses that is already known and are in a heuristic database. It is if the majority of the source code matches with any code in the heuristic database, the code is flagged as a possible threat. Okay, so this normally happens. Okay, if you really you're working with you know Visual Studio and you're working with C programming, so normally this heuristics it tracks this kind of code you're trying to run, and your antivirus actually shows that. Okay, real-time protection. Some malware remains dormant means inactive, or gets activated after some time. So dormant means inactive and gets activated after some time. Such malware needs to be checked on a real-time basis. In this technique, the anti-malware software keeps running in the background. Sometimes it happens your computer is idle, and then your antivirus software regularly kind of does some background checking. It runs at the background and keeps on tracking this dormant malware which is not active actually. Okay, spam means is a broad term and applies to various digital platforms like spamming messages, forums, chatting, emailing, advertisements. A lot of advertisements they come, so that is like a spamming, right? So your antivirus take care of all this. Now HTTP versus HTTPS, this is very important, and we are more concerned with HTTPS now. Okay, both HTTP, that is hypertext transfer protocol, and its variant, that is HTTPS, so it is hypertext transfer protocol secure. And you can see almost on every website today, in today's time, we have HTTPS and not only HTTP. This is not really secure, but this is secure protocol. Okay, set of rules, that is protocol that govern how the data transmitted over the triple W, that is World Wide Web. HTTP sends information over the network as it is. Okay, so it is very dangerous protocol. It does not scramble the data, it does not do any kind of encryption, and it is vulnerable, so your data can be easily stolen. So what is the what is the alternative to this? We have HTTPS. HTTPS encrypts. Just now what I said, it does not encrypt the data, but HTTPS encrypts the data before transmission. At the receiving end, it decrypts to recover the original data. So this is the more secure protocol. HTTPS based website requires SSL digital certificate. Every website has this nowadays. Okay. Then our Windows operating system or any OS in today's time, we have a firewall also. Other than the antivirus software, we also have a firewall. Firewall basically blocks anything that is trying to enter your system without your permission. Okay, that's a firewall. So computer firewall is a network security system designed to protect a trusted private network from unauthorized access or traffic originating from an untrusted outside network. So basically anything tries to enter in your network from outside, there is going to be a firewall. Okay, so in fact you just type something like firewall and it is going to show you the firewall. So I say firewall and you can see there's a firewall and network protection. You can go to that settings and you can always see whether your firewall is on or not. And you can see my private network, the firewall is on. Firewall is for a domain network, private network, public network. For all of them my firewall is on, and always you should keep this on. Okay, then types of firewall. Okay, we have network firewall and host based firewalls. Then we have Cookies. What are cookies? Cookies nowadays, you might have come across this word. Any website you try to access and they tell you that we use cookies, and so you need to say yes to that, and then they give access to their website, to the contents of their website. So what are cookies? Cookies are like, the data that is stored in your PC by the website. So next time you access the website, and they know the last time what all things you accessed on your website, right? Cookies were derived from the term magic cookie, used by Unix programmers to indicate a packet of data that a program receives and sends it back unchanged. A computer cookie is a small file or data packet which is stored by a website. Just now what I said, on the client's computer, on your computer. A cookie is edited only by the website that created it. You just need to understand the definition. Threads due to cookies. It's better to regularly clear your cookies. Okay, so you can just go to the cookies folder. Okay, delete. So you can see that option comes up, delete cookies or temporary files. And you need to, you know if you have an antivirus software, you have a firewall, you don't need to worry much about it. Okay. Hackers and crackers. So what are hackers? Hackers and crackers are people having good thorough knowledge of the computer system and system software, computer networks, and programming. They use this knowledge to find loopholes and these vulnerabilities in computer systems or computer networks, and again, gain access to unauthorized information. In simple terms, a hacker is a person that is skilled enough to hack or take control of your computer system. White hats, you might have come across the white hats junior and all that, right? So that is an ethical hacker. So if a hacker uses knowledge to find and help in fixing the security flaws in the system, it's termed as white hat hacker. And we have something like white hat junior and all that, right? That's, I guess they have just inspired by this white hats. Okay, these are the hackers with good intentions. They are actually security experts. Black hats, I guess that's the opposite. In hackers use this knowledge unethically or break the law, then it will be black hats. What are gray hats? The distinction between different hackers is not always clear. There exists a gray area in between which represents the class of hackers. Okay, so there is like in between. If something is not clear, it is called as gray hats. Black hats are the bad ones, the white hats are the good ones. And then denial to services. You can just go through these children, not really that so these are the important topics. Then snooping. Yes, snooping is a software package that downloads and stores a web stream as a file that can be viewed or used later. The common online video downloaders use the same technique. Okay, so that is snooping. And then we have the eavesdropping. Okay, has been derived from the literal practice of secretly listening to the conversation of the people by standing under the eaves of a house. Okay, unlike snooping, where the network traffic can be stored or later analyzed, eavesdropping is a unauthorized real-time interception. So that is what we have in this particular chapter, children. All the important parts I've covered up. Then this is you know the summary part of it. Okay, so this is what we have discussed today, and then next time we are going to discuss on the other theory part. And then one more important part is the a 4 mark or 8 mark question is there related to networking, that I'm going to cover up. And you also keep on just learning the start learning the definitions, the abbreviations, like what is the full form of http and https. Just remember these abbreviations. Okay, so we'll meet next time then. That's it for today. Bye for now.